After the massive spike in keys, what do you do with your keys now? The answer isn't very simple. We've never seen something like this in CSGO. We saw the massive spike, the esports key got up to $20, the CSGO case key even higher. But right after that spike, they dropped straight down, right down to $4, $5, $6, a fraction of what they were before. The $20 and $40 spike, that was crazy. No one was expecting that because no one knew that there was even value to these things. They look exactly like regular keys, and the only difference is that they're tradable. One of the biggest reasons for why these keys spike so high is because people are trying to get a full inventory of all the different types of keys as like a memory. So people are getting a full set, one of each kind of key tradable, just to have it in their inventory, just as like a collection piece. The problem is when you have 1,000 people doing this, it jumps the market really high, and I'd say that was a big contributor to why the key spiked so high. One thing they can be compared to though is the Dota 2 keys. They were discontinued, people bought them up hoping to make a profit off of them, the prices went down, and eventually they started to rise again, but it was very slow. I believe the same thing will happen for the keys in CSGO. After everyone bought the keys that they wanted, the demand isn't very high, and there's still a lot of keys on the market. No one really knows what will happen. It could shoot up in price, no one knows. But because they're not very useful, they just sit in your inventory, there's no difference in looks, the only thing is that they're tradable, chances are a ton of people won't really feel like buying them anymore. So comparing to the Dota 2 example, the keys were discontinued, and a lot of the keys, they float around 4 times profit in 4 years. Now that's not terrible, they still profited from it, but it was very slow rise. The keys you see now, they dip down very low, and they started to rise up very slowly. Some of them are creeping around $6 Canadian now, very slowly. I personally have keys I'm holding on to because I have no reason to sell them. I might as well wait until they get to a price that I want to sell at. But if you're looking for an investment, keys are not the place to look. But if you want an investment, you don't have keys right now and you're thinking of buying one, they're safe because they're a novelty item and they will never dip down the price of a regular key. But in saying that, chances are it won't go up that high and you can't even use one. Like it'd just be sitting in your inventory. At least when you buy a skin, you can use it in game. With keys, it just sits there. So if you're going to buy something that just sits in your inventory, probably go with cases or like capsules instead. I'd say keys probably aren't your best investment choice right now. That being said, if you're still holding on to keys, they will go up in price. So if you don't need the money and they're just sitting in your inventory, you might as well keep them. But using examples from what happened before with Dota, it's going to be a pretty consistent rise, pretty slow rise. Nothing special is going to happen to these keys.